Okay. Where's Grandpa?
Shut up, Jimmy.
Damn.
Okay, so now when you want to go to them, you just click that button.
How do I go to them?
You want to see.
You are, in fact, watching The Dorkening.
I'm sorry.
You're watching The Dorkening. Stay tuned.
For all the geek news everywhere. Dorkening.
And this is The Dorkening. Trust me, I'm smarter than these guys.
Because The Dorkening is the best and most educational entertainment and information source that the Trauma team knows of. It's the best. The Dorkening.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. You're watching Splash Pages. My name is Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. We have a fabulous, fantastical
Leo, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
We don't know what Christmas time is,
all
but
of
Christmas
you.
time is here.
Every last one of you. Oh, me. Hi.
How's it going?
I'm pretty. Oh, so pretty.
And witty and giddy and very high. There you go. He found his song.
Justin.
That's
hey,
how I
everybody.
feel.
Glad to be back on Splash Pages. Usually you can hear me talking about Splash Pages on our show, Comics Paradox and The Dork Knight.
Yeah. Drew.
Happy holidays, everybody. By God.
Happy holidays.
This
Happy
is the kind of show we're having, everybody. So if you're watching at home, do yourself a favor. Pour one out. It's Tuesday. It's Christmas coming up, bitches. Let's do this.
Get one of my hard Mountain Dews out.
There's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Hard Mountain Dew.
Love
Like
it.
a rock.
Good evening, gentlemen. So this is the last show of the year, the Christmas show. And I don't know if we're going to be talking about old interviews of the year, reminiscing, or we're going to do a voiceover first. But either way, we're going to have some fun.
Doing it all.
Yeah.
Isn't this also our Hanukkah show?
Mazel tov.
And
bitches.
Kwanzaa.
Exactly. Holiday show.
Kwanzaa, bitches.
Yeah.
Anybody know what they do for Kwanzaa?
Usually it's a
Good
story
question.
in a book.
So, Velvet, we have a very special guest today that you brought with you. Who do we have?
She's the lady that lives in my apartment.
My God.
My life.
She just
Harley
lives
Wild.
Hi. Merry
Hi.
Christmas, everyone. Happy Hanukkah.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah.
My God. It's been so long since we've had a woman on the show. It's been many
Not the
moons.
last time, I'm sure.
Bench people watching. So if you have, we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. So just sit back, relax. If you have any fond memories of 2022, comic related, you want to throw them in the comments, we can do that. We are going to be doing a live reading of Batman Noel, and I have the
Wait.
comic
Mr.
here.
Leo, you need to stop for a second. I've seen everybody has brought some sort of beverage. I've seen cough syrup above me. I'm sure these two over here are already lit on something. I don't know what Jeremy's doing, but he's already gone. And I'm trying to see how many of these I can down tonight before I just become belligerently ridiculous. What's the monkey behind the keyboard got? What
well right now I only have a rum and coke. So
whoa.
I only had like a shot and a half left.
Okay.
So.
Wait. I got to ask this. Is Mrs. Pond your designated roommate? She's going to check in on you, come in, you fall asleep at the computer. She'll tuck you in with a blanket.
Actually, I have a blanket right now. It's a heated blanket. We have been out of heat all day.
What?
Out of heat?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
God
So,
damn it, Scrooge.
What's your house
said
made
he
of?
wanted more coal for the fire.
Heat wave.
Your house is made of wood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so Megan's actually.
You know what? It's not Christmas yet. I haven't watched them up at Christmas Carol. I just realized that. No wonder I've been so spiritually lately. Oh, listen, I can't believe we're finally going to get the song back. Yep. That is like the saddest moment in the Muppets. And they're like, oh, we're going to cut that out because kids are bored during it. It's not for children. The adults get it. Like,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right.
He's talking about the song "The Love Is Gone."
Thank you. I'm sorry. I got caught up on passion. Leo, they're releasing, because it's the 30th anniversary of the Muppet Christmas Carol, they're releasing a new version that restores the movie as it was meant to be, with The Love Is Gone, which was cut out of the theatrical release, which is one of the saddest fucking moments in that movie. But it's so beautiful. So don't worry. For the 40th, I think they're going to do like a Snyder cut of Muppets. So that's just 5 hours of just Muppety madness.
Slow motion. It's going to be great.
All the deleted scenes. There's romance for the hecklers. One woman came between both of them. There's a lot of laughs.
Take your word for it.
Yeah. So like we mentioned, we're all partaking of some sort of either beverage or other item tonight. So
I'm double fisting. I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna drink because by God I've had a horrible day and I need a detox. So gummies and sangria.
So Leo, what we're saying is we're renaming the episode to smashed pages.
Smashed pages.
I do have that in the show notes. Hey, Steven. So just
Hey, Steven right there.
Oh, Jar Jar's back. Hey, Jar Jar.
It started off with some
He comes and goes like Gandalf, I swear.
He does.
So Leo, Captain, my captain. So are we remanicing about the year?
didn't like my
or
spot
are we
before.
voiceovering first?
Well, so I figure we tune in the Ghost of Christmas Past and talk about, some of the highlights of this year. I got a list of most of the awesome guests we've had this year. So going down the list, these are in no particular order.
Wait, Leo, I'm sorry. Before you do that, I need to ask Velvet, do you realize that when you had that reading of all the guests, that the thing stopped on Joe Street?
Yeah,
Just
Joe Street Pierre. Yeah.
Joe Street Pierre. And I was like,
Oh, I didn't even see Joker made a list. So I have my own list, and Velvet, definitely, chime in, if I missed anything or if you want to expand on anything.
Sure.
But so what I have, we had the most awesome. Well, all these guests were awesome. Steve Levine, Bob Dukasik, Frankie B. Washington, Charlie Schlatter, Falk Henschel, Joe St. Pierre, Tim Jones, Athena Finger, Ben Goldsmith, Mitch Halleck, Doug Rice, Lenny Schwartz, and Mitchell Whitfield. Who did I miss, Velvet?
Larry Kenny,
Larry Kenny,
Bart Sears, Rick Leonardi, Fabian Niciesa.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Tony Harris.
Tony Harris.
Jason Marsden.
Mitchell Whitfield.
Oh, don't forget Jason Marsden.
Maya Bruden. Maurice LaMarche.
Yes.
Bill Farmer.
Connor
Leslie.
Connor Leslie, thank you.
But let's update the list, Leo.
I'm working on it.
Marilyn Gugliotti.
Yeah, that's right. Marilyn Gigliotti. Did we say Maya Bruden?
Yes, we did.
Betty
Joe
Joe
Rubenstein.
Rubenstein.
Stein.
I thought
roll in the hay.
Harley. So that counts. She's a guest now, so that counts.
Oh yeah, there you go. Oh,
Yeah.
Speaking of a Harley, how is Harley? Not
I'm
you,
fine.
Harley, the other Harley, the dog Harley.
Oh.
There's a dog. named
Damn.
Harley, right? Did I
There's
say
a dog
that?
named Harley. What are you talking
I'm
about?
sorry,
You
Leo.
talking
What's
about
your
Alex
dog's
dog?
name?
Riley.
Riley. I'm
God.
sorry. My head was in another spot. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So we had a little health scare, and we so Riley, update if you haven't heard. Well, actually, I haven't posted it. She is officially blind in her left eye, and we have to. She has 3 new medications to help preserve the right eye. So there's a 50-50 chance that she may lose sight in her right eye within the year.
Call on Drew.
Sure.
I have something. Okay, so I was thinking about this. Okay.
Yes.
First thing is, we get your dog an eye patch, and
I already told my wife that Riley's going to be a pirate for Christmas, and we're going to get her eye patch and a little parrot.
No. I've got better idea. That's a great idea, but I've got something better. We get him an eye patch, a little jacket, okay, and we make a fake goatee, and it's fuzzy Nick Fury.
I like it.
Boom. Thank you. So the other one is, if the dog goes blind, we get an all black bandana, black shirt. It's Dog Devil.
Yep, I like it.
Bam. Okay, I'm done. Or
Patch. Patch. We could give him little claws on top of his thing, and with the eye thing, absolutely could be Patch.
Boom. Dog tuxedo. Nice. See? Or Deadpool outfit, dog pool. Boom. Fantastic.
I mean that's the most low-hanging of fruit, but you're not wrong.
You know what? First thing first. Okay, listen, Secrets of the Ooze. Not everybody's a winner, okay? You got to make one Turtle movie, and then you got to make Turtle 3. or whatever is the low hanging fruit of your franchise.
You're right.
But
Okay.
even as we joke, Leo, we only wish you and Riley and Megan the best, and we hope that we know it's in a house. She's in a house of love, so it can only be as best it can be.
Yeah, totally. And it's a friend of Megan's was just telling her that apparently dogs are very adaptable to sight loss. She has a friend that the dog lost his sight, and it gets around the house just fine. They said just don't move the furniture. So
Right. Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
That could be a fun game, though.
Wait.
It's not. It is not a fun game.
Velvet, do you and Harley have any pets? You have a cat, right?
We have 2 cats, but
Dos gatos.
my Harley has ocular issues, so she is well adapted to having vision issues. So
that's more eyes enough to keep on you, buddy. That's 2 eyes. That's 2 plus eyes.
Sometimes she sees me, or often she sees me in triplicate. So lucky her.
Speaking of eyes on you, did anybody mention John Glover?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Emmy award-winning John Glover.
You mean the tickler himself? I
did watch Scrooge again last night. So
fuck, Rich. The Star Wars guy, the Max Rebo dude. I forgot.
Dan.
Gottlieb or something.
Yeah, I don't.
Wasn't he a Gamorrean guard?
Fuck.
Did I make that up? I don't know.
No, you didn't, but close.
See, I watched the show too, so
yeah. Fuck. I was really excited about that because I love Max Rebo. He's an unsung hero. The guy just was playing his band was just playing at the wrong venue. He was like the Richie Valens
music.
He was banging on his keyboards all day.
Simon Williamson.
Boom. There you go. Yeah, him. That guy. Did we mention Frankie Washington?
Yeah, we did.
Frankie B. Yeah.
Frankie B. Right. All right. Point being is, everybody, we've got a lot of people on the show.
Rip Taylor.
And we've got a lot of people. We got some great guests already lined up for next year. We're gonna make it. This is the bigger and better splash pages. And who knows if this goes well? And who knows if this goes well? We'll have every 3 months we'll have a smashed pages thing, because I still want to do that where we all get together and we just drink and bash one more day. One more drink.
Are we not doing that right now?
Oh no! This is different. This is Batman. This is drinking and Batman. So this is Bruce Wayne's Alcoholics Anonymous group.
Or Returns. Got it.
Or if I like to call it, this is the Nerdy Brady Bunch because of all the squares.
So this is Powerless 2.0?
Pretty much. Oh,
speaking of Powerless, Justin, you said you've been watching Powerless.
That was outstanding. I loved it. I watched all 10 episodes.
10? I only have 9 on there.
I may have watched some twice.
One.
He watched one twice. That counts as 10.
For some reason, I can't get a hold of episode 9, and I also need to add there is an unaired pilot with Adam West in it.
Well, he's in episode 10. So
you know what? I still say that one day it would have been really funny. Like maybe if we have one like an April Fool's where we have an intro where it's Harley, Angie, and I know Megan will never do this, but maybe Jeremy's lady are on the show. Be like, all right, these guys couldn't do it. We're here. Welcome to Smash Pages, the female comic book group. We're going to talk about something important, not just who shot first, Han and Greedo. Welcome to the show. But hey, go. This is our time. Go away.
If you want to talk about nurse stuff or something like that, my fiance would love to be on. But comic book stuff, no, thank you.
Sarah would just talk about Loki, nonstop. Loki.
She could maybe talk about the Mandalorian a little bit.
There you go.
Oh, Mandalorian and what's that, Harley?
Is it all that counts? Yeah,
that's
Loki.
the only. She's very much against most nerds.
She like House of the Dragon.
Yeah, she watches that.
See, we could make this happen. Sarah will
Exactly.
deep
You
dive
find
into
common
House of the
ground.
Dragon. Oh yeah.
That's right.
And Outlander, forget it. Oof. I don't even know about that stuff, but I know it's pretty popular with the
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is like I said, this is just some nerdy Brady bunch. Like I literally, and I don't know if it's because I took one of those gummies and it's starting to hit me. But I've just Leo. Maybe one day we can rehearse a Brady Bunch intro for Splash Pages. You know,
there was one day when Drew met Velvet Joker.
Yes, and he asked if he could come on this show, and then there was Leo
Pond
on the keyboard
together.
Yeah,
behind the keyboard they had a monkey.
All right, listen. We have 365 days. We can get this right.
Hell yeah.
I just also, it's funny because I'm right next to Harley, and I keep thinking, like, at some point she's like, "This is what you spend 2 hours every Tuesday night dealing with."
Well, I listen every week. I know what I'm getting into. You guys.
No,
are
I know,
great
but it's just one of those where, like, it's one of those every once in a while, Angie comes in, it's like, "Why are you always yelling?" And I'm like, I know I'm used to this because I live with you, but why are you always yelling? Can you be like? I'm like, I can't. I'm passionate.
That's right.
I wasn't created with a mute button.
That is what I hear often. Why are you yelling?
So before we move on to the reading, is there anything else from over the year that any fond memories?
I need you. Leo, I have dedicated myself to pick out more books that you ask me what the fuck about. Because that is still my favorite reaction from you when we watch next Wave. We were reading Next Wave, and you were just like, Drew, what the fuck?
Boom boom! I'm telling you, boom boom.
Yeah, exactly.
The only character that makes it out of there right is Boom Boom.
I got sad news, guys. I just lost the webcam that I was trying to win. Damn it! Lost by $1.
What are you doing? Because that's not how Amazon works.
Amazon! I'm an eBayer.
Okay.
I never pay for retail.
There were definitely some great memories from the past year. So, like Fabian Nicieza, and Drew got to be Deadpoo.
I'm still really proud asking him because, it's one of those things like you have in your mind. You're like, what is this question? And you're like, is that stupid? And sometimes you have like, no, it's not. It may be stupid to other people. It's not stupid to you. Asking him, I was like, so do I call you dad or co-dad? It's 2022. And he was like, I think I'm going with Uncle Fabe. I'm like, I can do that. Thanks, Uncle Fabe. You're much better than Steve. I don't like him with my mom,
Absolutely. And we can't forget the Empress of the Bat. We had Athena Finger on not once, but twice.
2 times.
Yeah, she was great.
I can't believe I missed the second time because of scheduling. You guys talked about a musical. I was like, by God. See, that's the other thing. At one point, my brain started to be like, because we do like splash pages to me. I was like, Drew, calm down. Like you're getting caught up in a lot of details here. But I'm like, but it could work. But then I was like, these nerds can't sing. They can talk about things. But I was like, maybe Leo could, not Justin.
And we had Jar Jar Jeremy for the great Larry Kenny over at Terrificon.
No, time out. No, that's not the greatest moment. The greatest moment is him winning the Millennium Falcon.
Oh,
you've never seen
like a maniac.
More victory. Like I was there. He lifted that like it was nothing. He was just like.
I heard he yelled in a little kid's face and said, "In your face!"
No, some poor girl that I was going against.
You traumatized a child for a Star Wars Lego toy, and it was worth it.
Proudly,
a friggin' $900 Lego set.
That's amazing.
And I built it.
It was fun watching you build it too.
I just enjoyed catching some of that. He was like, "Hey, so it's like doing a Jeremy voice is really hard because I feel like it's just me in slow motion. Like, hey, so it's hour 14, and I got this." I got halfway, and what is a Star Wars, man? Like,
Why do
Absolutely.
wars happen to happen in the
Other than-
stars?
Another great memory was the eating of the cup with Bob Takak.
Oh yeah, he freaked out.
Oh my God, yeah.
Great guy.
And then
I actually just got his cover
and then-
that he was talking about.
Oh,
I'll show you guys.
He's doing another one now for the
did
next
let me get
run,
that
right?
up. Oh, sorry. So
Nice.
he actually did a little remark on that of Leonardo for me. So this is his cover for Armageddon game.
Oh, cool.
But great guy.
But so you know what? Let me ask.
I
a
plan to
question.
get a commission from him at some point. I'd like to get him doing Shredder, but Jar Jar Binks as Shredder.
So Harley, can I ask, what is it like watching the show, but you're also with someone who's in the show? Is that a funny conversation?
A funny conversation?
Are you starstruck?
I'm always in awe of my babe. Are you kidding? What's been great actually is watching and listening to you guys grow over the course of the year and listening to you guys gel and learn how to play off each other. That's been really, really fun. Being just, listening to all those magic moments as they happen and seeing you guys like discover your voice, and get your footing. It's a dynamite. It's great. Your interviews are getting better every time. It's more and more fun tuning in every week.
Rich, marry her. That's all I'm going to say. This is like that supernatural scene. Marry her.
I do have to say, Harley definitely. Thank you, Drew and Velvet and Jar Jar. Justin's an old pro. But
yep. that old bean. The coop.
I mean, yeah, totally. Watching I remember the early shows. It was definitely. I know, Drew, you're always afraid of talking over people, and there was definitely a lot of Yeah, you're right. You guys gelled a lot more. And absolutely love it.
Well, it's just so funny because again, just one day, Rich is just like, "Hey, I'm on a show. Would you like to come on?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got nothing better to do with my life. Sure, I can lose my Tuesday nights forever." Brandon said he'll be on shortly, by the way.
Yep.
So yes, because I messaged him because I was like, "We can't do this. I can't be the only guy here with a hat on, I can't have Justin being left out,
I mean, do I put a hat on? I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, I can don a shirt.
Yeah, I was like, hold on. I'll go get a hat for you.
We can hat it up tonight.
Wait, hold on.
I've got to.
Hold on. Let me just, if I'm going to do this right.
Okay.
God damn it. There you go.
I'm going to do this, and then Brandon's going to show up with a better
still
hat.
Got the tag on.
Yeah.
Oh, look at.
It's authentic.
Are you a cowboy?
Yeehaw!
Sweet.
I want to be, baby.
Look at Steampunk Harley.
Steampunk Harley, girl.
There you go, girl.
I've come to deliver your newspapers.
Listen, Justin, I said splash pages, not your production of the Newsies. Okay, back it up. Okay.
No. Oh.
Yeah, no.
It's a musical joke. So
it's all good. Or as I put it, Batman still can't sing.
And I think Justin, weren't you here for the Steve Levine interview?
Yeah, he was very.
No, I was asking questions from the audience as Facebook viewer.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, guys, that's what happens. I'll do that because Tuesday is usually a night that I'm kind of cooking for the family and such.
Justin, I need to say that. At some point, I think I asked. I was like, Justin, I swear to God, just come on the show. You're asking more questions. Just get on.
Well, when the artist is turtle themed, we always think of you.
Well, yeah,
I appreciate it. And you guys had me on for the last Ronin episode, which was awesome.
Oh, that was
such a good episode. It was so good. We left that up as our banner for literally 6 months. It may still be up if you check now.
So
it probably is.
Okay, so I need to ask one question, and then I guess this could be to Harley. Anybody? What was the funniest moments? What are some of the funniest moments that we had? Because again, it's really hard to say because I laugh at anything, so I can't tell anymore.
I think the most laugh out loud I've seen from a audience, or not an audience, a guest was Bob and Rich when Rich bit into the teacup.
That was a funny episode.
Really good.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, actually,
I think it took Bob way off guard.
Yeah.
Oh, it totally did. He was like,
and he's well balanced because he's a skater. So
yeah. And Drew, you were a little freaked out too. I remember watching it, and Drew's like, "Are you eating a cup right now? Is that what's going on?"
No, again, I'm someone who's trying to always be perceptive of things, and I was just like, "Are you? What?"
Yeah, it just worked out. We happened to have chocolate mousse the night before, and they came in chocolate cups, and I only ate the chocolate mousse out of one of them and had the cup. I was like, oh, this is like organic, and this should just be funny in the moment. So I think I popped my camera off, went over to the refrigerator and grabbed it, acted like I was drinking for the cup for a minute or two.
I'm your prop crew. What are you talking about?
Excuse me.
I'm your tech support. Hello, I'm tech support.
What was it? I think one of my favorites was what was it that Rich always used to ask me? He's like, "Hey Drew, what are we eating?" Because I used to always eat as we were starting.
like noodles.
Like, "What are you eating tonight? You got some chicken there? You got some potatoes?" And I'm just like, "What are you, my mother?" Like, if I wanted this, I would. Okay, bozo. If I wanted this, I'd go to the circus. Calm down. You know. No, I think my favorite was because again, it was great. It was great seeing everybody. Like when we were at Terrific Con, and I was like, "You're real." You know, it was just so strange because I'm so used to the box.
Yeah.
So then I saw the rest of Leo, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then like Rich, I've seen before, but then Jeremy, and I was like, "My God, you're tall." Like
wait! You cannot say that because holy shit, you're a friggin'
Yeah, you're a bit tall. I always think of you as like a little like hobbit of sort, and then I met you.
No,
and
that's Brandon.
You're at least 6 foot. So
Thank you. Justin got that one. Thank you. Because I was like, no, that's Brandon. You know, listen, I got to say, give credit to that man. For being someone who's a little shorter, he is big. Like I remember when I first did a show with him, I was like, my God. And I said this to Leo. I was like, this is like in Spider-Man when they meet different versions of themselves. Like, I was like, are you me on another show? And then when I put this hat on, I was like, do we point at each other? Like, you know, it was just one of those. And then I kept meeting other people in the network. I was like, my God, we're building a team. Like the nerdiest Avengers ever.
I don't know if people find that interesting, but Drew and I actually know each other from New York Comic Con.
Mm-hmm.
And then Leo and Jeremy know each other, and me know each other from Terrificon and Mitch.
And I've been a guest more than once, but I wasn't your level.
Mm-hmm. And then I actually met Harley at Super Mega Fest.
That's right.
Oh wow!
I'm fingering you, Leo.
And Coop's just a member of the Dorkening family.
I just showed up because Patsy told me there was to be punch and pie. So
they were.
Who's Patsy?
No, actually, I know you guys because you all competed in my podcast award show about 2 years ago, and the Splash Pages actually won an award.
Oh,
I know.
We proudly displayed on our mantle.
Can we win more? I'd like to win more. Can we win more? How do we win more? Is there a contest? Do we have to submit? Because I'll do that.
No, I've since
newspapers,
but that was the award show
all the time.
Yeah.
The hard part with the newspapers is it's usually for local podcasts and stuff, and because we're from all different parts, I don't know if that would work.
Well, we could do like the day, and
can we get nominated again for the Amalgam Awards again this year?
I am not sure if that group is going to continue to do it, but I will at some point in the future be doing another award show. I don't know in what way, shape, or capacity. I'll obviously recuse myself as a guest, being a member of the Dorkening. But last time I had 75 different shows show up, right, for 7 different categories, and I mean it was all just produced by us.
Hey.
There he is, powerful Brandon.
It's so powerful.
Hey.
Hi. Well, welcome to the Hat Brigade.
But I took Bill Burr's advice. If you don't like what's going on, you create something yourself. So
it's literally been the story of Leo's life.
Yeah. That's why I have children.
Yep. No, again, like I said, meeting everybody in person, it was just so crazy because I was
terrible. I mean, great. Yeah.
Yeah. It was, and then walking around. And I think it was so funny because when I met Steve from Retro Octopus, I think he was one of the first people I ever met who told me to like relax. He was like, "You're just a lot, and I just want you to pull back." He was like, "Just come," and I was like, "Fair enough." I was like, because he's just so chill, and I'm just a giant lightning bolt of ridiculousness. So he was just like, "Stop!" I'm like, "Yes, sir."
He's just like cool as a cucumber all the time.
Yeah,
anyway. He really is.
He is. But it's like I said, I was saying, Brandon, before you got on, that meeting everyone in person, it was so strange seeing like even meeting you in person. I was like, my God, you're tall. Like in energy wise. You know, like,
my God, Brandon, look at him. He's like a hobbit amongst dwarfs.
That's why you always stand next to your wife, Brandon. We understand.
Yes, which now you can actually say for a fact, like, oh, yep, that's your wife. And contrary to the conspiracy theories floating about, it is not a cardboard cutout that I bring everywhere with me.
I need to say this because I've seen you both in person now. My God, you are an adorable couple. Like it is so funny. Like it's like if I ever see Rich and Harley together, I'm like, my God, just look at these bitsy bookums. Like, by God.
Yeah, but between my 5'8" and her 5'1", it's like we're adorable, like the same way that fucking elves baking cookies and trees are adorable.
Looking forward to your show on the Learning Channel.
It's what it is, Brandon. It's because like you meet her and you're just energy and Boston and whatnot, and she's just purple hair and smiles, and I'm just like,
is that my B-movie villain name?
Yeah, like I was like, this
Energy
works.
Boston.
Like,
Foreman presents
the Power Brandons.
You guys are in trouble because now you've got me and Brandon on a show together.
I know, right?
I know, and you're right next to each other.
I hope you guys like musical theater because Justin and I do.
Yeah. The night is young and you're so beautiful.
Hey,
Brandon, since this is a special episode of Smash Pages, are you imbibing at all, sir?
Yes.
As he chews down on something.
Oh, don't worry.
No.
I'm trying to drink as much of this as possible, and then I'm going to take these 2 gummies and see what happens. So,
speaking of that, I'm going to be right back. So, talk amongst yourselves. We're talking about the best of.
I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Here's a topic for discussion. Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island.
Listen,
I'm going to take this opportunity to do as well.
There we go. We're talking about best of 2022. Favorite memories.
I have nothing prepared.
I got a moment.
No. Favorite memories. It's not about like, we talked about Henry Cavill's back as Superman. Henry Cavill's gone as Superman.
What? What's a favorite moment? I remember when I first met Brandon, I was intimidated by him. Because I finally met someone who was actually about as loud as me. And it literally felt to me like No Way Home when the other Spider-Man meet. I'm like, what?
You think I'm loud just on a baseline level. You should hear me when somebody really gets my fucking ire up. Straight up REM losing my religion status.
Well,
I
the
know
tape nipples were a bit excessive, but
I know it was recent. But getting Mitch Whitfield in Rhode Island, who we were kind of like a secondary guest approach, and then not only was he a great interview then, but then we ended up pulling him for the full 2-hour interview live on the show, which was also incredible. So
that was great.
What a great dude!
And honestly, anytime I've just learned. Because again, like Harley, I'm paying attention and learning and absorbing data for future use. I was just like, when a guest says, "Wow, that's a great question," I was like, "We're in." He's gonna come back. Let's do this.
We're in like Flynn, kids. Now you can ask him about the first chick he railed. Now.
But
Tell me about the second chick you railed. Damn it!
Listen, I have only ever asked Danielle Harris one question in my entire life.
Oh my
It was
God.
an innocuous question at a Q&A panel for Rock and Shock. That's a very old-fashioned statement right there. And this one simple question gave me and the rest of the audience an answer to a question that was not asked, and we were all surprised, and a lot of us were almost giddy about it. I asked her a question about when she was on Erie, Indiana. Her character gets a heart transplant from a kid that died, and then she starts taking on his characteristics.
Sweet.
And one of the things the kid did was he did the knife through the finger trick on a desk. And I watched it and I was like, holy shit, like they're doing either a great job with like the doubles here or something, or they straight up like actually had her do that. Might have been a little bit more of a prop knife, but the angles and everything, it straight up looked like this 11, 12, 13-year-old girl doing this thing.
Right.
And I asked her, I was like, did they do like an amalgamation where they had you do it and then had like a stunt double or somebody stand in to make it to go faster, so they didn't have to worry about cheaping out the visual by speeding it up to make it look faster. And she was like, oh yeah, no, I actually remembered that we did film a lot of me doing that on the desk, and it was like a really, really dull knife, but they made it look sharp, like really shiny. But it was a lot of fun being on that set because Omri was my boyfriend. We were together for years. Yeah, okay.
I did not know that.
That is not the answer to the question that wasn't asked though.
Holy
she's
crap.
just like, she's like, yeah, we dated for years. I mean, 7 years maybe. And that was just so much fun because we all just got to hang out and be kids on the set. And Joe Dante was very lax anyway. And I mean, it was my first time working on a set with a boyfriend. And Omri, he was my first boyfriend. He was my first kiss. He was my first everything.
Hey.
And like everyone in the audience, like they didn't do like what you would consider to be like that typical sitcom audience, like woo thing. Instead, you could hear the breath being sucked out of almost everyone's lungs in their seats because nobody knew how to react to that. Just what do I?
Would you like to follow up with any Halloween 4 questions? No, I would not.
And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, thanks. And
glad to know
thought
that
you were much better than Catherine Hagel in that Disney movie, Wish Upon a Star. Have a good day.
Hey, listen, glad to know that there was definitely some hocus pocus there. But I'm done. I'm good. I'm fine. Not even
searching for another role.
Is that a James Marsden segue, Drew?
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Real quick, just in regards to, first of all, are we live right now?
Yeah. We've been live the whole time.
I really wish I hadn't told that Danielle Harris story. Fuck.
Damn it.
Whoops.
Oh, I'm going to chop app that for you, Brandon.
But the are we supposed to be reading from a script?
We will be, yes.
Yeah.
I had it on my phone. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. That's the
there
one
it is.
That Jar Jar sent
a
while back.
Yes.
Yeah, we still haven't 100% worked out all the who's doing.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I was going to tell you guys, I had a good experience at Fan Expo Chicago. That was very Splash Pages themed. I was scoping out a couple guests, including Mr. Tony Harris, who I got to say hello to Splash Pages and do a little bumper for us. That was pretty cool. And Mr. Greg Capullo did one for our show, The Dork Night. That was like, I don't know how I managed to do that, but it was like one of those things. He was like keyed in. He was doing some artwork, and I mean, he's like a monster of a guy. He's like a pro wrestler that's drawing Batman. So it was like, oh my god, hey, would you do this? What's it called? Oh yeah, listen to Dork Night. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah,
yeah, I know. It's so funny because he literally looks like he would like you. He literally looks like he's like an old biker man.
Yeah,
like Greg Capullo. You know,
Excuse me, sir, but if you're here drawing Batman, then who's in that cage having a match with Hulk Hogan? I don't understand.
Exactly.
But it was just so. I've met him a few times, and now I'm like, oh my god, like trying to meet him now is just absurd. Like you thought he was big when he was doing Spawn. Now he's He's Mr. DC, Mr. Dark Metal, and I'm like, oh my god.
What's that?
I did meet Simon Bisley as well. Are you guys familiar with Simon Bisley's work?
Yep, and his line is always stupid long.
He's a character. Let me just tell you, it was kind of like meeting I'm like, did they train this bear to be a human? It's what?
No, it's it's just also funny. I have to say this. Being on splash pages has spoiled me because now I feel like if I go to a con, and I'm not doing interviews or I'm meeting people or trying to find a green room, I'm like, I'm used to the better things at a con now. So I cannot go back to being a plebe waiting in line.
This bottled water is warm.
Do it again.
I don't know how many times I have to say it to just anyone who will listen. But if you go into even something like Rhode Island Comic Con and you were holding a clipboard with paper on it and a nice pen, you will be able to do almost anything you fucking want.
Oh, no. Oh, hell no.
Okay, wait. I also need to
maybe you also have to have my attitude. I don't know.
Okay, that's it.
I've never not had my attitude. My bad. I have that.
Okay, hold on. I have had very loud verbal arguments with friggin' security. A matter of fact, it was.
How do you have an argument? You're like one of the nicest person I've ever met. Like when I think of you raising
Leo
your
just
voice,
looks at me and goes, "Good afternoon, sir."
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Oh, you want to start, smartass?
Well, it is interesting. Like Drew and I became a good team, certainly in Rhode Island, and I would go up to the handler or the manager and do my spiel. And sometimes Drew would get aggravated, and I have to calm him down. And
it's not that
yours cooler.
Look at me getting upset already.
Okay,
Not helping your case, Drew.
Okay, first things first, Harley. I had to teach this boy how to smuggle food into a convention. That was adorable.
What?
Okay, I'm so proud that I taught him how you smuggle breakfast into a con. It was pretty funny.
You guys had press passes. You can just walk in.
No, but the point being is we had food, Leo, and I didn't want to buy.
No, even with press passes, they've.
I like how you make it sound like something the fucking IMF from Mission Impossible would need to be involved in to get food to the Rhode Island Comic Con.
I just want to tune in here.
Actually, to let you all know, the best way to get food in anywhere, tell me
hide it inside of your belly, right?
No, tell me you're diabetic.
Yeah.
I am. So.
The year I had a argument with Rhode Island, we had press passes, and
tell us the story, Grandpa.
We talk with Sue that runs the media there, and this is before they were assigned a specific podcast that handled everything. But talking with Sue, and she said, most important thing, get whatever you can from Stan Lee. He's having a panel. I want you to record the Stan Lee panel. So we're going to the Stan Lee panel. This friggin' security guard would not let us in to set up. And he was telling us no cameras allowed. And I'm trying to tell him, look, we were told specifically we have press passes. We were told that we need to record this for Rhode Island. And he was barring me from getting in there. And I was so fucking pissed. And we needed to get in there early for setup and everything. Finally, I was able to sneak around him. And we were also trying to find a audio engineer. And I found the audio engineer. We were able to get set up, had perfect setup. And it turned out we were the only media outlet, most likely because of this asshole, to get camera footage of Stan Lee's panel. They were giving him a special award, and it was, I believe that was his last appearance.
Wow. Leo, I thought you were going to give him the chair. You know,
everything you've learned about being at conventions in the 6.5 fucking years since this happened, Leo.
Yeah.
Would you say that your approach might be a little different and you'd be more assertive moving forward?
Yeah, he has.
I can be totally assertive when I have to be.
Well, then there you go. I still stand by my previous fucking statement. Then
get that man a clipboard.
Thank you.
Fucking get this guy a clipboard and a really nice gel pen.
But Drew, I didn't want to just put you down. I wasn't trying to. I mean, I made a mistake too.
I was.
He did.
Very little effort.
I called Jason Marsden James Mars or James
Marsden. Yeah,
Jason Marsden.
It's okay. He took it in stride. He's the nicest person in the world. He had such a laugh about it. But Harley, you should have seen his face. He had that. I fucked up, and I was just like, "It's okay,
not even a little
Rich. You're still the brightest character."
Man.
I said to him, "I was like, Rich, it's okay. You're still the brightest character in this room. You're the only man who can rock a purple jacket and green hair right now." And the cutest thing, though, Harley, was there was this girl who was dressed like a Joker, and she came right up to him, and asked to take a photo with him. I thought Rich was literally, his smile was going to Glasgow. He was just like,
so good with kids. He's so wonderful with kids. We have those pictures of her. She was so cute.
Mm-hmm. But Rich, I swear to God, Rich, when I talked to Rich after I did the Maurice Lamar, she was like, "Drew, I think that's the most emotional I think I've ever seen you." I was like, "My man," I was gonna cry.
It's like that sometimes.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I wouldn't I knew I was going to ask him about Harold Ramis, but the things he said, like, it gut punched me. I was just like, oh, should have brought tissues. My man, like, damn. But listen.
I told Robert Patrick I really loved it when he was the front man for Filter. He was not amused.
He has that kind of face.
Yeah, well, he does have that kind of face because his brother is the front man for Filter.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh,
yeah. His brother.
Hey man,
his brother
you took a nice
is the lead singer of Filter, who used to be in 9 Inch Nails.
Nice shot, man.
Oh, you should have appreciated that. That's pretty funny.
I think it was at Rhode Island.
But then I turned to Peter Weller and I was like, "You were great in Terminator 2."
What were you saying there, Judger?
I was just saying I accidentally told the bassist that I loved them when they Megadeth, that I loved them when I was younger, and he was like, "Oh, what about now?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck."
You should have you should have leaned into him and be like, "I'm more indifferent now."
Yeah, now I'm kind of more into more easy listening.
Yeah.
I'm older and I kind of live my life in this ambivalent zone.
What you should have said, Jeremy, would have been like, "I'm more of a Rick Astley fan now."
Yeah.
You know.
What about now?
Hey Harley, didn't you get
Hey
Harley, didn't you get a cool drum cover this year?
Oh, I did. Yes, from Danny Carey of Tool.
Nice.
Yes, my brother met him at a small bar. Apparently, they live in the same town. So Danny Carey plays in his friend's jazz band on the weekends and stuff, just for the heck. So my brother went and approached him while they were chilling out and said, my sister's in love with you. And he's like, uh-oh.
Hey,
That's right. Where is the exit? But he was sweet enough to sign a drum head and give it to my brother. And sit with him. It was it's incredible. Yeah, that's treasure. Framed.
No,
I had my first real unplanned celebrity-ish encounter this year, and it was actually just a couple weeks ago. I went to go see Clerks 3 on the Convenience Tour with my buddy Alex DiVincenzo from Broke Horror Fan.
I saw this, and it was really
he actually won a couple of tickets from a giveaway that Newbury Comics was holding.
Oh, nice.
And I had already seen the movie in theaters. I went to go see it at just a regular cinema because I've been to a couple of live, a couple of Q&A type shows with Kevin Smith, and
I've only been to one.
I would rather see the movie away from that audience first, because you lose a lot of the nuance, especially with a movie like Clerks 3. There's a lot of softer, quieter moments that need to land in order for the movie to really hit the emotional resonance that Kevin Smith is going for.
Okay.
But Alex had not seen it, and he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, you want to go?" And I was like, "You're fucking A right, I want to go." So I was like, "Yeah, I'll pay for parking, and we'll shoot straight there." And we got there because he had the tickets at will call because of the contest or whatever he won. We get them. We go inside, and we're on the mezzanine. I was like so happy because I was super concerned that we were going to be like all the way up in the Wilbur in Boston, and I am too short and too 40 years old to fucking climb up all those ridiculous steps. Like, they're not normal steps. They're like 2 feet. Yeah, it's
like the Mayan steps.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you guys wanted to build a hill inside, just build a fucking hill. Like, this is ridiculous. And
but
we get to them.
You walked up cursing the whole time?
No. We went to the mezzanine. It's only the second level. Boom, easy peasy, rice and cheesy. Okay. But we sit down. We go to our seats. We're directed to them, and they're reserved. So we're like, oh,
That's still direct.
I don't think anything of it. Honestly, like, because I go with my buddy Alex to all kinds of previews. He is part of the promotions for a lot of horror movies and what have you in Boston. So I'm quite used to going to cinemas with him, and the seats that we have are marked reserved, and it's no big deal. It's just a friggin' piece of paper that somebody used an HP printer with, and we're sitting down, and about 3 minutes before the movie starts, this young woman can I just get to my seat? We're like, oh yeah, sure. So we kind of like both stand up a little bit. She scoots by, and as soon as she goes by my face, it's just like and as soon as she goes by, I'm just like, what do I recognize this girl? And Alex could see it on my face, and he just leans over. He's like, "What is she from, Brandon? Tell me, buddy. Tell me." And I'm like, "I think that's the little girl from
Jersey
Girl." And he was like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, her name is Raquel Castro. She was also in an episode of Law and Order Special Victims Unit, and I'm pretty sure she's tried to move on to become more of a singer than just straight up acting performer. But I'm going to check IMDb real quick just to make sure that it's actually her." And I go to IMDb. I was like, "Oh, yep, Alex, that's her." And he goes, "Well, let's make absolutely certain. Go to her Instagram." So I find her Instagram account, and we both kind of do like one of these and look over. She had taken a photo of the stage.
Did you
saw her tagging it to put it in her story? And I saw in her story that same exact photo with the tag I saw her about to label it with. And I was like, oh yeah, it's her. So we just turned to her, and simultaneously Alex was like, "Excuse me, are you the actress who was in Jersey Girl?" And right over him, I'm like, "Are you Raquel Castro?" And she was just like, "Yes." Oh my God.
There you go.
I think she was very surprised that anybody recognized her whatsoever. And for me, it's like, Brandon Powers, nice to meet you. That's how I live my life. And we asked, after the movie and everything, would it be okay if we got a photo with you? We didn't want to do it before the movie because we honestly didn't want people like bugging her, because you start something like that right before or whatever, and people just end up, a person is smart, but people are stupid.
Thank you, Men in Black.
That, Yeah. And she actually she left for about 15 minutes during the Q&A, like right towards the last little bit, and she's like, "Don't wait." She turned to the both of us, "I'll be back." And we're like, okay. After like 15 minutes, we're like, I don't blame her if she left. Honestly, Kevin Smith could talk a starving dog off a meat wagon, and
comes back with red.
Fair enough.
We're like, we're good.
She comes back. She sits down a seat away from me, and the Q&A finishes up and everything, and we each take a photo with her, and we just shoot the shit with her walking downstairs out of the theater. And turns out she was downstairs getting a note to Kevin Smith to let him know that she was there because she wanted to come and say hello to him. She hadn't seen him in like 10 years. And that's kind of like where we left her, like, well, good luck, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be okay, but we don't know what the end result of that was or anything. Just absolutely lovely person, and
fantastic.
Had no idea that was going down. I mean, least of all did Raquel Castro have any idea that was going to happen. I have a feeling she thought it was going to be a little bit more of an incognito night for her.
Right.
So I'm glad we could buck her expectations in that regard.
There you go.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. That doesn't happen to me terribly often.
So before we start casting, I just want to say that I'm very grateful to be part of this because honestly, to me, this doesn't just feel like a show where I'm like, it's a bunch of nerds get together, shoot the shit, go home. It's a very like you guys are all like friends. You know what I mean? Like we're all, we all have each other's back. Every once in a while, one of you messaged me to make sure I'm alive. And I'm like, thank you. I'm still going to ignore you. Every time you say my Instagram instead of your own at the end of the show, you sons of bitches.
Do you mean Ghostbuster Man 1984?
Leo, I swear to God, jump in a pond. Okay.
Just real quick, I ran downstairs to check on our heat issue. But I found something in the freezer.
Oh no!
Ice?
What's it? You?
Body parts?
Oh, you're welcome, buddy.
You found the blob. The blob was in the freezer the whole time.
No. From Brandon from Terrificon.
That's why I said you're welcome.
Yeah.
I recognize my fucking handiwork.
Yeah, Brandon, I just want to let you know, at Terrificon, that's what I used to sleep that night. I was like, oh, the Brandon made this. Let me eat this. I had 20 minutes. I was like, and...
Yeah.
Tom Dog says Dorkening is family. Absolutely correct. We're all...
No, and honestly, I just really look forward to us going to different cons, meeting other people, and maybe even one day I won't need Rich to start the show.
It sounds like a breakup.
Do it myself.
Like I just really look forward to going to other cons and just meeting other people. It's not you, it's me.
I just want to open our relationship up a little bit, babe.
It's not that I don't want to be with you. I also don't know if I want to be with anyone else.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this: you can go to hell, and the Ooze Man can go to hell, and the Purple Man can go to hell, and the High Weasley over there in his attic can go to hell. The blonde is fine, and I'm not going to insult Leo because this is still his bag. So,
what? No, fuck that, Leo. You're ugly, and your mother dresses you funny. How do you like
go
that?
To hell.
Well, listen. If we ever get a sponsorship, we have to send Drew out to meet with Fal Kenshell and work on his breathing exercises. We'll calm him
No, that
down.
was Leo. That was not me. I was fine. Leo was the one who was like, "Oh, wow, breathing. Okay." Interesting. Like,
well, I mean, more about this breathing thing.
Yeah, he was talking about like helping panic attacks and stuff like that. And it's like,
yes, Cuban B.
Leo, listen, you just have to do what I do. Embrace that stress is somehow a part of you and become an X-Men. Just like, well, I'm stressed. I might as well just save the world.
Dude,
I singularize a plural.
That's what I heard too. It fucked with my ears.
Yeah, right. Like
that's his power, guys. That's his power.
Just a chunk just got taken out of my own fucking database. Like, oh, that's great. I made sense of that in my own head, but now I can't remember how to tie my fucking shoes. Great stuff.
I'm sorry. Have any of you killed snakes with double axes in the room?
No. As a matter of fact, I have. The farm that I grew up on was riddled with snakes. Yeah. And instead of killing them with gasoline like my dad used to like to do, I went there one day with a fucking double-sided blade, and I just went fucking whole hog.
A killer.
Hey, Harley, we're going to watch this episode in slow-mo so we can understand what both of them just said.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Maybe that's my mutant power because I was tuned in.
I just want to point out, when Leo kept telling this stuff, I was like, this is the same man who has trouble walking up a hill, but he's like, I've killed 1,000 snakes. Like, gasoline these bitches left and right. It's the Predator. And I'm
throwing
just
gasoline in a match ain't the same thing as walking up a fucking hill. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking like this. I'm just, he just says it so nonchalant. Yeah, back in the day, my dad, just dropping gasoline and lighting snakes on fire. I'm like, my man, did you ever watch Arachnophobia? You don't take the thing you're afraid of and you light it on fire, because then it's fear on fire.
Yeah, maybe you don't. Fuck that.
Hey, listen, Boston, okay? If I wanted your advice, okay, I would ask where the Cheers bar is, okay? Back it up,
You
Bill
would
Burr.
not get an accurate response. For
I
a couple
know.
of reasons. One, I have no idea where it used to be, and two, it's
I
not
do.
there anymore.
Yeah.
It's a road right next to the green. I've been to Cheers. I have a picture of myself in front of Cheers
Same
when
here.
I had my long hair.
Everybody know
Oh,
your
good
name?
job, Broughton. Whatever the fuck we're
that
doing
location
now.
has closed down in the last 2 years, I believe, Leo.
That's sad. But all right, so listen, we're running. Let's let Jeremy worked hard on this, so let's.
Yep, totally.
Let's do this. All right.
Okay, so we need to cast.
All right, hold on, just real quick. I just want to say real quick, you guys, we're doing the best of stuff. I didn't know. I thought we were starting at 9, not 8. I don't know how that got past me, but Peacemaker, best of 22, like that.
Every
that
day.
show. That show absolutely like
every day
flabbergasted me and surprised me in the most pleasant way, because I honestly thought it was going to be the television show equivalent to look, I made poopy in the potty.
Yeah, that was gonna be a dumpster fire.
No,
Awesome.
and it surprised all of us.
It was masterful the way Gunn took a character that you hated at the end of the Suicide Squad, and then you made him love you by the end of Peacemaker.
Jar Jar, we can't hear you.
Oh, I thought he was just pantomiming. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, we can hear you now. I thought
I
you
was
just
saying the guy that goes like this actually can act.
Oh,
That's
I thought
his
you were just
thing in the
fucking
wrestling.
around, dude. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's
man.
why. And I was picking up on that too. So I was just like, now you see him, now you don't.
You can't see me. You can't hear me.
Wait a minute, am I dead? Am I a fucking ghost?
Oh man.
The Boys was pretty good this year.
Yeah,
Yo, I'm sorry. That fucked me up, man. The Boys.
Are you disagreeing? Are you
No,
saying...
I'm agreeing with you.
Okay. The word "no" really threw us all off, I think.
No, I thought they said, "Whoa." I'm sorry. This thing's kicking in, man.
Well, Joey
man,
Lawrence
this
going
is
on.
the part where I start confusing like words with other shoe polishes. You mean words? Yeah, that.
Yep. I will literally take both of these at the same time. I do not care. So
They didn't tell me
I
they
couldn't
didn't say I wasn't supposed to snort.
Your shoe polish smelling fucking.
I could mention Andor, but I think Brandon, your head.
Andor what?
Yeah, I am ambivalent and or disinterested.
Oh my god, that is so boring.
I'm happy you like it, Leo.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow. I'm with you, Leo. I enjoyed it.
Well, so like I told Brandon,
Really slowly, man.
like I was like hate watching it for a while, and then it just grew
There's
on.
no such fucking thing. There's hope watching it, Leo, which is what you do with everything.
Oh my
Star
god.
Wars is all about hope.
I hope it's gonna get better soon. I feel like you fucking trying to pull a fast one over on me.
I kind of feel like
I've
I hate
known you
watched
long enough,
Injustice,
buddy.
though. Like I kind of
What?
hate watched
ELO
Injustice.
right here, Mr. Blue Sky.
What's that, Justin?
I feel like I hate watched Injustice, the animated.
Really?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
I watched
haven't
it again, and
seen
I'm like,
that
I
yet.
can't
He
get
sucks
past
out loud.
The blind, the
Sharpie
knuckle marks.
Knuckles. Sharpie
Like,
Knuckles.
what is this about?
I know we'll talk about this tomorrow on the Dorkening, but Harrison Ford's new show, 1923,
How is that?
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes you'll watch anything, Leo.
Well, if you like
hold
Yellowstone,
on.
it's another prequel to Yellowstone.
Have any of you watched Skinwalker
Did you just say
Ranch? at
another
Leo's?
prequel?
Well, Leo, that's why I was bringing it up. Holy crap! I got 20 minutes into the first episode. I was dying from just like, what is wrong with all of these people? They have all
That's
this
stupid.
money and they're just like, let's go to this ranch out in the middle of nowhere and pretend that we're scientists. Leo, come
It's
on.
like Oak Island.
Travis is a scientist.
But I know they are scientists, but they were playing like this. None of them could be really serious.
You guys are not selling the show at all.
No, that show was
Yeah,
horrible.
I'm like, all right, let's start
Skip
the
TV.
casting.
Yes, it was.
So they've explained this. So I'm like a Skinwalker insider. So I get to watch like they have like
You're an
5
inside
shots.
walker.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
instead of a day walker, an indoor walker,
Or a Texas Ranger.
so
Rescue
so
Ranger.
when the it sounds like they rehearsed what they said. So because of what's happening there, the cameras like shut down all the time, so they need to re-record stuff. So a lot of times they'll record their like reactions to stuff. So if it's like kind of cringeworthy or something like that, they're just re-recording or re-recorded what happened.
That's fascinating, Leo.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow. Riveted.
Wow. Did that brownie kick in already?
It might. Maybe.
I tried it though, Leo. I really did. I put in a good 20 minutes.
Okay.
Guys,
Well,
All right.
give like the
We
first
can move
season a
on
try.
from that show.
Guys, this is like watching paint thin.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean,
Paint
paint
us in
thinning
thin.
is really quick.
It doesn't take
You just
long,
add a
yeah, at
little bit of
all. You just
thinner
add
and
it.
it's
Yeah,
done.
exactly.
I think you mean dry. It's like watching
Whatever.
paint dry.
All right,
grass
let's do
grow.
You can get
It's like
that
watching
quick
the
dry
shadows grow
stuff now.
longer. I can keep going if you want.
Please don't.
Okay. So Brandon, are you Superman?
That's what they tell me.
I know
Okay.
it. All right. So, all right. So
I'm
what-
wearing
so
his
who is
underwear.
So listen. So
Fuck.
so let's go over what we already know. I said I would do the narrator, so I guess that means because of that, I'm doing Bob.
Yep.
Justin has agreed to be Batman because his coughs are realistic. Brandon, do you want to be the big blue Boy Scout?
I think they just.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is this Groundhog Day? What the fuck is happening right now?
Rich, obviously, do you think that Leo should be the Joker so we can go against type?
Yes, I would love to see him do the Joker.
Who's going to do Timmy?
Fantastic.
I
So
haven't practiced for the Joker.
clearly, Jeremy is going to be Timmy.
Damn straight.
I
just don't know if Timmy's
Who's going to be Cosmo
young.
and who's going to be Wanda?
Well, obviously Harley is going to be Wanda. If we have a Cosmo,
I'll
but
be
she's going
Cosmo
to do
then.
Catwoman.
Chungus.
It's a girl, Nickel.
Timmy. Oh, sorry.
All right, and then all right, who wants to do Commissioner Gordon?
Ooh.
If I'm really being Joker, then
You want to be Gordon?
no. Are you serious about that? You want me to be Joker?
Yeah.
Leo's like, really?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to hear your Joker
Give me 1
laugh.
second. Keep going. I
That's
have
gonna
to
be interesting.
get more.
So we have Alfred and Gordon left.
All
All right, so
I would
I don't
take
have
an
any
Alfred.
roles, so I guess those
Oh,
are
you
ten.
don't have any role?
yeah.
Oh.
So Rich, I want to see you. I want you be Alfred and Gordon.
Okay.
Okay, and then whomever. What we'll do is whomever wants to do like a small role, just signal just signal that you got it, and go from there. So if you want to do like
Drew, if you guys all look in the private chat, there's Officer 1, Citizens 1 through 4, Juror number 9, which is a bigger role, Judge, and then Auctioneer. I'll do the Auctioneer because I've already practiced that one.
Okay.
But the rest of them are listed in the private chat there.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Which one is a bigger one?
Juror number 9.
Number 9.
You're
Okay,
juror number 9. And
Jar Jar?
Leo.
Leo, did you get that?
Jar Jar's juror number 9.
Yes.
I am? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tim?
So we need a judge in 4 separate voices to be Citizens 1 through 4.
I'll do the judge. I've got the booming judge voice.
I'm juror number 9.
Actually, wait a second. Let Harley be the judge.
No. Someone nuts. It's okay.
I'll be the judge of this. Sorry.
Oh yeah, actually.
I'm not throwing my hand. My hat in the ring. If you want me to be the judge, I'll do it. But I don't really care.
Yeah, you're the judge.
Fantastic.
Who's the judge?
And then, what else is there, Leo?
Officer 1 and 2, and citizens 1 through 4.
Okay, so Harley,
there is practically no Officer 2. I
all right, so that. Harley, you're Officer 1. Rich, you're Officer 2.
There is no Officer 2.
There is no Officer 2.
Isn't it
cool? Fantastic. You already know your part.
Well, so let's see.
Oh, babe, we get to go on beat together. Woo!
Well, I think that's just you, babe.
That's fine. That's fine.
Well, will you still meet me in the alley later, babe?
Hey.
Absolutely.
And then, I don't know. Whoever wants to do the citizens as they come up, just raise your hand.
Well, I don't. So I have Gordon and who else?
Alfred.
You're Alfred.
Gordon, Alfred, and I'll do all the citizens, I guess.
Boom. There you go.
You got a glass of water with you, Drew?
Oh yeah, I got sangria.
You got a lot of reading.
My man, I got sangria and water, and I've had two gummies. I'm ready to rock.
All right, somebody get that man a vocal cord moistener.
All right, hold on a second. All right, bitches, let's do this.
Moist wipe.
So
right.
before we pop into it, so Batman Noel was released in 2011. Batman Noel is based off of the original Charles Dickens classic, A Christmas Carol. Gothamites reprise multiple characters, including Robin is Jacob Marley, Catwoman is Ghost of Christmas Past, Superman is the Ghost of Christmas Present, and Joker is the Ghost of Christmas Future. Finally, Batman as old bah humbug himself, Scrooge. Did we see? Does Robin have any lines? We didn't.
No, I don't think so.
No, it's a silent role.
Okay.
I think you should do Batman's voice like Albert Finney from Scrooge.
That's not how I'll go.
Tell me, what day is it?
Today's Christmas Day.
It's true. The spirits, they've done it all in one night.
No, you can only do that if you can do your Superman like the Ghost of Christmas Present from the Muppets. Come in and know me better, man.
That's literally how I did my entire production last year.
That's pretty much like across the board for how Ghost of Christmas Present is represented. So,
all right,
problem.
All right, let's start this. So, okay, you want me to tell you a story? I got to be honest, I'm not good at it. My dad, boy, he could spin a yarn. He could suck you in from the beginning like any good storyteller and keep you stuck to your seat, hook, line, and sinker. Yep, Dad was probably better at telling stories than anything else. Just ask Mom. Me, I'm better with my hands. This story, it's a doozy. I remember Dad told it to me one Christmas. He was pretty sauced, and I thought he was making it up as he went along, but in the end, it all made sense. Let me tell you, some weird stuff happens in this story. You might find some of it hard to swallow. First things first, though, you got to tell me something, because this story, to make sense, for it to mean anything, you got to believe in something. You have to believe people can change. And I'm talking change in a positive way, change for the better. I'm talking about the idea that someone can go through years of programming and habit and turn them on their ass. That when the deck is stacked against him, he can get the stones to overcome. It might be difficult for you to understand. You're just a kid. In life, as people get older, they get set in their ways. Most people can never change. It's too scary, like staring off the edge of a cliff. Most people can't take the leap. Some people want to change desperately, but the deck is stacked too high against them. Take Bob, for instance. If he could, old Bob would change almost everything about his life. This Bob, he's a stand-up kind of fella. Trouble is, he's down on his luck since like forever and has a family to take care of. A sick little boy. His job, well, let's just say it ain't exactly the stuff of dreams. A dead-end job in a dead-end town, and his boss? Ugh, don't get me started on that guy. The definition of cutthroat. A cruel abomination of a man who only cared about money and nothing else. People will whisper his name, almost afraid to say it out loud. What the hell did he call himself? It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, Bob was desperate. The medical bills were stacking up, and then the economy in the toilet, getting work someplace wasn't exactly an option. Even if it meant doing a job he didn't really like for a guy he liked even less. I mean, I can't believe I don't remember this guy's name. It was like a sound effect or something. When my dad first told me, I thought he was slurring. Oh, yeah. That's right. The guy's name was Scrooge. What a name, huh? Just like I said, this Scrooge guy didn't care about anyone. He didn't even want to give Bob Christmas off to spend with his kid. To Scrooge, giving him the day off was like letting him get away with a crime. All right. Let's talk a second about this Scrooge guy. We all know by now he's a mean old bastard. But what we don't know is how cunning he can be. You don't get in the position Scrooge was in by being a dummy. It wasn't just the people were scared of him, and believe me, they were. It wasn't that people trusted him, always being 5 steps ahead of the game. Once he saw what he wanted, there wasn't much that could stop him. Bob didn't want to argue with the guy, but he had made a promise to his son that they'd spend Christmas Day together. Scrooge, however, wouldn't budge about the time off. He had other plans. Christmas was just another day, another dollar. And sure, Bob needed the money, but it wasn't the most important thing in his life. He may have been down on his luck, but ultimately his son was the most important thing to him than anything else. Please, don't. I got a kid. Don't hurt me.
You have one chance. You're going to tell me where he is, and you won't lie if you want to walk out of here.
He never.
Tell me.
I just got to know. I never even met him. I swear. Oh, Christ. Oh, God. I was just supposed to drop off the bag and pick up the money.
How is he going to contact you to pick up the money?
He was going to send me another note. Look, please don't.
You won't be getting another note. He'll find out you don't have his money and come to collect in spades.
Jesus, please.
Scum like you never cease to amaze me. Do you have any idea what it was in the bag that you delivered? You should be going to jail tonight. Consider yourself lucky that you make a better piece of live bait than jail bait.
Now, Bob, being the good guy that he was, considered himself lucky for a guy down on his luck. Long story short, he managed to convince Scrooge to give him the day off. Insurance issues or something. I mean, there was one condition. He would have to come to work at the crack of dawn the day after Christmas and be ready to work his ass off. Now, Bob may have had a bit of dumb luck from time to time, but stupid he was not. He knew that the miserable old Scrooge would make him pay for taking a holiday. You see, old Scrooge was vindictive like that. No good deed goes unpunished and all that jazz. Bob was afraid of him. No doubt about that. Was a time he would have just quit, but that was before the kid. He had responsibilities now, stuff you can't just run away from. Now, it seemed like everyone and everything constantly reminded Bob of how limited his options were. The thought followed him like a dog tracking his scent, and that dog was big and scary. Now, fear is a funny thing, though. Some guys can get so scared that they let the fear stop them in their tracks. It's like a thick wall keeping them from where they want to go. Other guys, well, they break through. They let the fear drive them. Scrooge was this kind of fella. Nothing and no one stopped him. He had forgotten what it was like to want. Now, our buddy Bob was the master of one. He would have given almost anything to be the fearless type. He wished he could be a tough guy, someone who took the bull by the horns and all that brass, the man that makes things happen instead of waiting for them to fall in his lap. Big house, fancy cars, you know what I'm talking about. Now, truth be told, Bob was never much of a winner. He lived in a crappy little ramshackle apartment in a crappier neighborhood. This one-bedroom shoebox had a broken toilet and bad heating, but it was a warm place. And that was probably because of little Timmy. Timmy had a bum leg. I'm not quite sure what's wrong with him, but his health wasn't all that great. He was a big ray of sunshine, though. Real good kid. The kind of kid that made you, well, let's just say it sucks he was so bad off. The Cratchit family, see, weren't the type to complain about their position in life. They didn't have much, but what they did have was appreciated.
Dad!
Love, there was a lot of love there. Oh, jeez. Jesus.
Check it out! I made it myself. I had to take the plant from Mrs. Kachuki's porch, but it was dying anyways, and she said I could have it inside. It looks better this way, huh? Don't you think? See, I made the ornaments out of an old soup can and some pieces of beer bottles. Plus, I had that old army man, and I just stuck some string through his head so he could.
Damn it! Not right now. Okay. Hey, buddy. I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap at you like that. It's a hell of a day. That's all. Come on over and show me that thing you got there.
It's not a thing. It's our Christmas tree, Dad.
Yeah, sure. I knew that. That's what I meant.
See, I found all this stuff out by the dumpster. I was trying to make it look like those ornaments you see in the store on 5th. I thought it would be cool to draw the Superman emblem on the Army Man. See, because Superman, the Army Man wasn't very Christmassy, but Superman, he looks more like Santa, with the red, the colors and all. I also thought it would be cool to have a Batman thing on there too, because Bobby Mills has a Batman decoration on his tree, and that's
Now, why the hell would you want Batman on a Christmas tree? I mean, Batman ain't exactly Christmassy either, I mean, he can be scary dressed in all black.
Well, but I thought Batman was one of the good guys. Bobby Mills says he only hurts people that's done something bad.
I mean, I guess. Maybe things ain't always that black and white. Sometimes even good people do bad things. A lot of love in that Cratchit household, but not a lot of anything else. I mean, this Scrooge guy, on the other hand, he had everything. Big house, fancy cars, power. The guy had more money than he knew what to do with. His place was dark and damp, dingy, dim, and empty as his heart. Some might say he liked it that way. See, old Scroogey wasn't very good with people. He preferred solitude.
Eggnog, sir.
He had spent most of his life completely obsessed with his work. There wasn't time for anyone else. Other people just seemed to be a nuisance.
May I hazard a guess and say you've caught something of a cold running around outside in the freezing night? Or would this be too absurd an assumption?
I'm not sick, Alfred. It's just a change in temperature and the humidity in the cave.
Ah, yes, most certainly. It is, after all, impossible for the Dark Knight to get the sniffles. Mr. Wayne, your disregard for the privacy of others, may I ask what?
This one is going to lead me to the Joker. Small fish, but sometimes it's all you need to catch a bigger one.
Small fish indeed. This one has a child. Do you honestly intend to put at risk
They all have children, Alfred. The father is just another criminal degenerate. Bagman for the Joker, and not a very good one at that. Just left the money behind and ran. Cowardly, the lot of them. The Cloud isn't the type to let the money go without coming back to settle his debts.
And just what do you intend to do? Wait for the madman to make a house call?
It's the most promising lead that I've got. In this war, Alfred, there are risks that you must be willing to take. I take the same risk every time I let someone go like this. I take the risk that he will raise his child to be exactly like him. I take the risk that in 10 years his boy will be walking the streets with colors and a gun in his belt. I risk the future, while they risk only the present.
I know all too well, Master Bruce. Lest you forget, there was another boy whose future was risked on my watch. I'll take liberty of bringing down some cold medication with your dinner.
Yep, work was all that mattered to Scrooge. His anger and his loss had consumed him to be the point where human contact was nearly impossible. I say loss because his life hadn't always been like this. He wasn't always been alone. Once he had been a different man. He had shared his passion for work with a partner. He and his partner, they made a good team. He was a younger man then. Life still seemed like things would appear ridiculous to old Scroogey now, with just roads yet to be taken, yet to be explored and conquered. But that was then, and this is now. Now his partner was long gone, dead and buried for years, just like Scrooge's youthful optimism. That younger man had been replaced by something harder and darker, something unforgiving and unmerciful. On this particular night, though, old Scroogey had a visitor. Now, some people say that this thing that he saw was a spirit of some sort. Others think it was just a figment of his imagination. Maybe even a little of his conscience playing tricks on his mind. Now, I ain't one to believe in all that supernatural mumbo-jumbo. I like to think that what he saw in the dark loneliness of the night was a vision. And his vision looked a hell of a lot like his dead partner, a ghost from the past with a message for the future. He had come to deliver a warning that if Scrooge continued to live his life as an angry, vengeful, and spiteful man, there would be a price. Every man's got to pay up one day. Stand up and be counted for what he's done in life. The bad things you do become heavy weights. Scrooge had to change before it was too late. Now, I know, hang in there. I told you there would be some stuff that would be hard to swallow. The point is, whatever Scrooge saw gave him one more warning before disappearing. That night, he would have 3 other visitors, ghosts, spirits, visions, whatever you want to call them. Point is, Scrooge didn't know who they were or what they would be, only that apparently they would show him things that would change his life forever.
I was going to give you another 2 minutes before heading home. So cold, I can't even light this thing.
Any new leads from the toxicology reports from the latest victims?
None that we haven't already exploited in the past. See for yourself if you want. Got something else, though, that might interest you, though. Anonymous tip. A burglar is supposedly knocking off Sprang's auction house tonight. You know, Christmas Eve, auction, big haul.
Can't your bed handle this? I've got too much on my plate tonight without getting caught up in a cat and mouse with her. Or have you forgotten there's a homicidal maniac still on the loose out there?
Well, she claims to have some information that might be useful. And you know that she only talks to you. Figure it might be worth checking out.
Waste of time. She's only interested in playing games.
You know, you should really get that cough checked out. Sounds like it's deep. But hey, I'm no doctor.
Now, Scrooge thought about the vision that he had been thinking of the entire evening. He couldn't get it out of his head. He must have been crazy, he thought. It had just been his imagination playing tricks on him or something, right? I mean, when you're alone in the dark, the slightest noise or flicker of a shadow across the walls can take strange shapes. Entire conversations with yourself, discussions you could swear were in your head, can echo through the halls of an empty house. Nonetheless, rest did not come easy that night for the mean old bugger. His mind drifted, thoughts of the past, unfinished business. The clock strikes 1, and just like that, his first visitor at the night appeared at his bedside. It was a beautiful girl. How the hell did she get past the alarm system, he thought. A hot girl can get away with anything.
I can hear you breathing up there. You getting cold, or is it just the frosty night air?
Selena, I'm not in the mood.
Baby, I'm on this earth to put you in the mood. Come on. The only reason I get out of bed every day is you. I went shopping. Don't you want to see what I got? I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
I'll not play games with you tonight. You told Gordon you had information regarding the Joker. Where is he?
Now that's more like it. Oh, honey, how else am I going to get you to come out and play? A girl these days has to bend the truth a bit to get what she wants, especially when her man spends all his time thinking about someone else.
Waste of time. I should have known. Gordon is a fool.
Wait, where are you going? I mean, don't you need to arrest me or something?
If someone dies tonight, I'm holding you responsible. I'll make sure that you go away for a long time.
Listen to yourself. What happened to you? There was a time nothing would have stopped you from catching me. Nothing. You would have pursued me to the end, no matter what was thrown at you. We used to play, remember? It used to be different. You used to be different.
It was never for fun. Sick people like you. I'm
Sick
thinking some
people?
sort of...
Sick people like me? How dare you? You think I'm like those other clowns who run around trying to best you, trying to make a fool of you? I'm nothing like those other ghouls. I'm so much more.
That's
Wow. Maybe you are getting old. I didn't mean to.
Selena, the only thing that's getting old is this game.
There was something about this girl, something familiar. She reminded him of the man he used to be, sweeping out into the night. She showed him people and places he pushed out of his mind long ago. It was like smelling cotton candy or something and remembering what it was like to ride the Ferris wheel at the county fair when you were a kid. Remembering your heart pounding before that first kiss. His early life seemed so full of vigor, full of accomplishment and triumph. He bit into life with a hunger, a need to be the best man he could be. With it came a rush of emotions he had long since forgotten. These memories, these feelings, had he really been this person? Had he approached life so differently then? Had he been so different, young and naive? Maybe. That's what that old geezer thought now. Life really isn't that colorful, not so full of infinite possibility, he told himself. For Scroogey, life was black and white, all business. There was success and failure. With that thought, the first visitor left the old geezer with his past. To think good and hard about his present.
Need a hand? Looks like you could use one.
The night was far from over, though. See, Scrooge was still expecting 2 other visitors. The second was big, larger than life, literally. He was dressed colorfully, too. Kind of ridiculous, Scrooge thought. It was the eyes that were the most troubling, too deep and kind for a man with such an impressive physical presence.
I'm fine. Up past your bedtime, aren't you?
From the look of you, that makes 2 of us. It's too cold to be out in your condition. Nasty cough you've got there. I heard you hacking all the way from Metropolis. Looks like pneumonia, or possibly something more serious.
Huh. It's like the way you talk about that. It's like you know what it's like to have it. You Kryptonians get sick so often, right? Leave the medical advice to the professionals. Isn't there someone to save in the world tonight?
Yeah, you. Come on, don't be a pain about this. Just let me give you a lift to your car.
His hands were large and looked powerful, like they could crush Scrooge's frail body like a walnut shell. But there was something familiar, an odd warmth, both from outside and within the giant of a man.
One condition. I've got a stop to make first.
Once again, the old bugger flew out into the night with what could have been some kind of apparition and wondered if he was going crazy. See, this was all still too much like a dream to Scrooge. If it was a dream, though, then why did the heat he felt emanating from the big, colorful fellow seem so real?
Why are we here?
Scrooge never believed in ghosts, spirits, or anything of the like. He never considered himself to be a superstitious guy.
I'm checking on some bait. I wanted to see if the fish are biting.
Isn't it bad for a hunter to use parents or children as bait?
Justice comes as a price. The one is getting to help me to reel in the clown. He works with him.
No. His feet had always been planted firmly on the ground. Superstitious or superstition was a weakness of other guys, a weakness he could not afford.
And sooner or later, his employer is going to come to collect. Just a matter of time, and I'll have him.
Scrooge's mind didn't want to believe any of this. He knew that emotions couldn't be trusted. Despite being a little shaken up by the memory of his past, he didn't want to lose sight of the person he'd become. He fought hard to get where he was in life.
If the father is involved, he could go to prison, or worse, he could...
Then we only decrease the surplus criminal population.
What are you going to do about the boy?
I'm going to scare him. Scare him so badly he doesn't ever follow in his father's footsteps.
The present Scrooge was not weak.
I don't think that's the way to go here, Bruce.
Right? But the big colorful fellow wasn't about to give up.
I think there might be a better way. Let's go. I need to show you something.
He knew that there was still a chance for old Scroogey to see something he might have stopped looking for long ago.
Sometimes I realize that spending so much time above the world makes me forget that there are millions of people out there living their lives, decent lives. I look down and see...
You look down on people.
Not in the same way you do.
Scrooge scoffed. This better be something spectacular, he thought, to himself with a sneer.
Look at your people. Take a second and look at your lambs as you do your lions. Sometimes I think that helping people, saving people, can be just as easy as showing them your face, the face of someone exactly like them.
Showing them your face is easy when bullets bounce off of it.
But the things the spirit showed him were so real, downright ordinary. They weren't strange visions from the past, but flashes of the present everyday life. There were even some familiar faces.
Hold up.
Can't thank you and the missus enough for having me over tonight. I appreciate it, sir.
Can't have one of my boys freezing his butt off on Christmas Eve without a little cheer in his belly to keep him warm. Besides, seems like a quiet night out there. Thank the Lord.
So far, so good. Although we did get some Batman sightings. I still don't know what to make of that guy. I mean, I know you trust him and all, but...
It's not an easy relationship to keep, but there isn't exactly a handbook on how to handle certain elements of our city.
I guess he's necessary evil.
Oh, make no mistake, he's not evil. No, I would say he walks a fine line. It's just that sometimes he steps on the side of the line where you and I might hesitate to tread. Play on the other side enough, and you tend to lose sight of the line. His vision can be blurry sometimes, but I like to think I'm the prescription he needs to see clearly.
Take me to my car. Need to get back to the cave.
He always considered himself a pillar of his community, an important man that people respected. It seemed that others didn't necessarily share this opinion. Some still had faith, though, and along with that time-honored smile of folks who have the amazing ability to look on the bright side of things. Scrooge, on the other hand, wondered, how did they always seem to fill a glass that was constantly empty? How did they manage to keep the faith, the universal hope for change and for the better? It had been a long time since Scrooge had felt that kind of hope. He had pretty much resigned himself to the fact that life is a never-ending battle, the darkness of the world that had forced him into the shadows, and only way to combat the monsters was to become one himself. But the second spirit didn't feel the same. He seemed to be a source of infinite hope, and he radiated the hope with every moment and word. This attitude was so foreign to Scrooge and made him suspicious.
Yep, you definitely need to see a doctor. Too bad they don't make body armor for your insides.
You see, it's like this. Sometimes when you work in the dirt, it's tough after a while to clean yourself off. You get used to the filth. You start to feel comfortable in it. And then you wake up one day and wonder how everybody else thinks you're dirty.
Just lots of rest and fluids. In fact, I'd consider calling Alfred to come pick you up, and you really shouldn't be driving.
Car's got autopilot.
Good night, Bruce. Feel better.
And just like that, the big fella was gone. Things went dark and quiet, and Scrooge wasn't quite sure if he was awake or sleeping. He was still dreaming. Maybe the old geezer would wake up to a bright new day. And he'd remember the night wasn't quite over yet, and there would be 3 visitors. 3. Ever have that dream when you're falling, and it really feels like you're falling, then you wake yourself up, and you can still feel the gravity pulling you down? You ever wonder what happens when you can't wake yourself up? Is that the dream you're telling your mind you're dying for real? Now, I got a theory about this 3rd visitor. The old man painted the guy out to be the scariest thing you ever laid eyes on. Black cloak, face always covered in shadows, blah, 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 blah. Now, Pop loved to take a bit of creative license with things. He had what Ma called a subjective relationship with the truth. He loved to talk. Hell, he talked so much that all the characters in his story blabbered as much as he did. What never sat right with me about this last part of the story was the fact that the last visitor never spoke a word to Scrooge. Now, call me cautious, but if it was me and some evil-looking cat shows up out of nowhere, points his finger at a creepy cemetery, and I follow him inside, I'd have to be off my meds. It's like those stupid kids in the horror movies always open up the closed door to look inside, like they're not expecting some chainsaw-wielding maniac to try and chop them into two. No thanks. It's going to take one charming spirit of death with a silver tongue to convince me to follow him to the grave, not some freaky, faceless mute. But then I realized there was no third visitor. Some people start hallucinating when they're about to die. In my book, if you're chasing beautiful women across rooftops and flying around with big, colorful men that glow, something's rotten in Denmark. Let's face it, Scrooge wasn't exactly a spring chicken. Aside from the years, we're talking about a guy with some serious anger management and stress issues. Even the heartless can have a heart attack, right? Something, not someone, came knocking that night. Old Scroogey was falling in his dreams, and he wasn't waking up. I think everybody wants to believe they'll be remembered after they check out. I also think everybody likes to believe life can't go on without them. But that's just meet the truth. No way to stop the future.
Justice comes out of price. Jesus, no, I was only... You're going to kill me, man. And I'll only be decreasing the surplus criminal population. No! Please! I have a kid!
You're too young to be thinking about this kind of stuff now, but trust me, most men want to leave the world a better place than they found it. They want to feel like they made a difference, been somebody. Everybody wants to be a Cadillac. Nobody wants to be an old junker. All Scrooge's life, he had probably thought he was a caddy. Great paint jobs, powerful engine, smooth ride. I think when all was said and done and it came down to the 0 hour, old Scroogey knew he'd be remembered as the junker, you know, the one that used to break down on you all the time. Never forget what a pain in the neck it was. Scrooge has lived his life as a man who could turn on you at any moment, leave you stranded or hurt. He'd been the type of man that people only feared that he'd break them down on them again.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of aiding and abetting a known criminal, obstruction of justice.
Now, I think as those clammy hands pushed down on Scroogey's chest, thought about the future for the first time, and realized the only legacy he would leave behind was pain.
Harboring a known fugitive, maleficent in office, and accessory.
I hereby sentence you to a term no less than 30 years to be served in Gotham State Penitentiary without the possibility of parole.
Anyone ever had tried to get close to him was punished for it. Why should they care if he bit the dust? Why would it make any difference to them at all if they made no difference to him in the end? He would die in his big, expensive house full of stuff that would be empty and cold.
Here we have this fine painting of Sir Montgomery Wilkin, 1874, titled Summer in Venice. To 70,000, we start the bidding at 40,000.
No friends left to care that he was gone.
Do we have 40,000? Yes, wonderful. How about 42,000? Yes, 42 from the lovely lady in the front. Now, first row, 45,000.
No one to miss him or to mourn him. They say you're born alone and you die alone. If you had the chance to change it, to get it right, would you fight for it? Even if that's true, would you want it to be? Sometimes it takes dying to teach a fella how to live in. Scrooge's case, it took a real doozy of a night to make him realize this. You can call it a near-death experience. I call it a wake-up call. His clock was ticking. If he was going to get the message, he would need to listen up quick. With some guys, all you need is to whisper in their ears.
Santa, is that you?
other guys, and old Scroogey was definitely one of the other guys.
How?
They need to be hit upside the head with a baseball bat. That night, Scroogey got it, and got it good.
I know. You're expecting the big guy in red. If it's all the same, though, I have a bag of presents, too. What would you say, big guy? Want to know what I got here for you and your old man?
I can't. Oh, Jesus.
Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. Ever play Clue? I love that game. Colonel Mustard, what a name. So, what say we play a little?
Daddy.
Yeah, get your old man out here. He should play too. He knows all about mysteries.
It wasn't just a new perspective on things.
I want him to solve a mystery of me missing Moolah. Ha! Come out, Bobby. This game sucks with just two people. What do you want, kiddo? Maybe I'll give the little guy here a lead pipe. He can be Miss Scarlet.
Ah! Don't you touch my son!
Oh, come on, Bobby boy. You know there's no baseball in Clue.
It was a second chance, a chance to make things right, to be the good guy for once.
Oh, who's up next? I missed my spot.
That's you. Play fair.
Oh, play fair. Where the fuck is it? Hold on, sorry. Play fair. How are we ever going to solve the mystery of my missing money if you're missing half your face?
When my old man told me this story, he said that Scroogey finally grew a conscience.
Stop, mister, please.
That he didn't want the people around him to suffer because of the mistakes he made in his life.
Question. Who killed Bobby?
I'd like to think that there were larger forces at work, though. Please, I panicked. Batman was there.
I win. I killed Bob in the kitchen with a revolver.
I believe a man can change, period. But change is such a powerful thing, such a big idea, that I gotta believe there's more to it than just making a choice. No! Please, no! You see, outside forces have come into play, something elemental. But it wasn't just the fear of dying. It was the hope that he could have a better death. You got to make the leap. To take the chance that you'll fail, but you'll go down trying anyways. After a lifetime in hurting and bullying people, making people afraid of him, Scrooge had the chance to make sure that when he finally did check out, when it was all was said and done, people remembered that he had the chance to die the villain, but went out the hero. You want to threaten me? You want to threaten my son? Who's the clown now, huh? So who wants to play games?
Oh, Bobby boy, that's the way to do it.
Why don't I show you how to play?
Come on, show me.
I will. I
Let her rip.
You're not a criminal. Show your son what kind of man you are.
Someone they could believe in.
Show him what a hero is.
Trouble is, realizing all this stuff's only the first step.
Boring. Neither of you know how to have a good time.
If you want to walk the walk, well, you know how the rest of this goes. Old Scroogey was lucky to wake up the next morning and he knew it. He knew that he had just gotten out of the joint after a long stint. Like a free man. There were just people to see and things to do, promises to be made and kept. And justice, like an old con, he wanted to do it all on the first day. The first person on the list was Bob. He figured it was only right. I mean, he'd always treated the poor guy like dirt. Today, though, you figure it's high time to pay him back. A raise, benefits, PTO, 401k, the works. Scrooge made the rounds that day. Old friends, business associates, pretty much anyone whose life he'd previously made miserable. He wanted to show him to be the guy who could set things straight, the guy they could depend on. Most of them were shocked at this new Scrooge they were seeing. Like I told you at the beginning, change ain't exactly easy to believe in, but I guess it's easier to swallow than 3 ghosts. Now, the old man said he liked the story so much because it had a happy ending. He said in real life, Happy endings. I like unicorns. I asked him if he believed it was all true or not, and he thought it was just some yarn. Someone made up to get the kids to fall asleep. He told me it didn't really matter. If I was true, it was what the story meant that was so important. I don't know, kiddo. What do you think's the moral of the story? The end.
Finn.
Okay.
Downstairs because I was coughing so intently.
Yeah, I was like, some of those coughs, I was like, damn, Justin, that's not acting, that's a real cough. Okay, so I need to say something. Leo, your Joker was terrifying.
It was scary as hell.
Yeah, I see Leo in a whole different light now.
Agreed.
And Brandon, your Superman was great, man. Like I actually was like, I feel like Superman. I was on some Andrea Bocelli thing. I was like, he lifted me up.
Now I hear Superman in my head after podcasting with him so long.
Yeah, I was trying to go for the baritone, but warm. You know,
no, you did good. And then
it's very easy to slip into, like very much like, take me to my car. I need to get back to the cave. Whereas it's like, hey, Bruce, you might want to get checked out by a doctor because it looks like you're gonna die. But I guess I'll just leave you with Alfred.
And then
see you later.
and then Harley, your Catwoman was really great.
Your Catwoman was great.
Yeah, like honestly, as much as it would have been funny hearing Jeremy do Catwoman, yours was better.
Yeah.
I stepped on someone's lines, though. I didn't mean to.
I'm not the only one, so I wouldn't worry about it.
And then I'm sorry, Jeremy. You're Timmy. At one, I was like, I can't. I was just like,
He committed, dude. He committed to it.
I love Timmy.
And then
I've been doing it all day. I don't know about you guys, but
I had to grab my mouth. I was laughing so hard when you first started doing it.
Yeah. And then Rich, your Alfred was very much,
the Joker.
Well, I was trying to give him like Batman's condemnation.
I liked your Alfred. I was like, wow. I was happy.
He was an intense Alfred.
Oh, definitely. Alfred was pissed.
And
Alfred
it
was like, the fuck.
And I got to say for myself, I was like, why am I reading this narration with a very New York accent? Like
I thought that when you started.
Yeah, I was like, why am I making this Bob Cratchit like some sort of wise guy? Like
I feel like I was watching. I was watching like an interstitial scene in like an old movie. Oh,
kind of how I read.
Look at this dame pulling up to the bar now. This is one of the oldest tricks in the book. Look what she's gonna do.
Bar rescue right there, So, well, I'm sorry. What did you say, Jeremy?
I was saying that when I actually read the book, that's how I read the narrator as kind of. But I had Bob totally as a different person until the very end when I realized that Bob was the same person. I was like, oh, son of a bitch.
Well, that's what I tried. Like I tried following that note, and I tried like lessening my accent as the story went on. To then at the end, I was like, I don't know. What do you guys think the moral of the story is? So I was like, I'm less of a wise guy now. And then Justin, your Batman, like those coughs were
it was perfect.
Man. I was like,
I was like, damn, Batman's really sick.
Yeah, and I was like, wow. But I'm sorry, like I said, Leo takes the cake.
Right.
That was
That was. I wasn't expecting Leo to be so creepy, and he really was.
He really.
I want to say Gordon, the Gordon voice made me think of Sam from the Spawn animated series.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do like gruff and agitated.
It's funny because like as you were reading it like that, I immediately was like, oh, you know what? Like another way it could have been done too. Like if I had gone with Gordon, I might not have thought about it because it only occurred to me after I heard somebody else doing it. I would have gone me, not you. I don't mean it like that. I probably would have tried to do like a Dennis Farina impression.
Oh, Turpin.
Go with like a Chicago cop kind of thing because that is supposed to be Gordon.
Yeah, and then it's funny because if I was Alfred, I totally would have just turning in, sir. You just just that sarcastic,
very dry.
Yeah, just. Oh, I do hope your toys would stop playing with you, Master Bruce.
Dining in for one again. Master
But I'm sorry. I have to say, because I'm sorry, Leo. I just like how we're just like, oh, are you serious? Was I really doing the Joker? And you fucking nailed it, man.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I have to say this book really does portray a lot of these characters really well too.
Agreed.
Like the book itself is like Superman is like dead on for what Superman should be. This altruistic, like, yeah, I may be looking down on them, Bruce, but that's only because I'm fucking flying in the sky. What the fuck? Are you talking
Not
about?
the same way you do, Bruce.
Yeah, but it's funny 'cause now I'm gonna read this book and I'm just gonna hear everyone's voices. I'm just like, oh God, Leo, why? Oh,
I'm just glad I didn't have to say Lex Luthor like that, because I would have been really torn. Like, do I say it like Luthor or Luthor? Luthor or Luthor?
You've got to do it like Robot Chicken Lex Luthor. Sexy Lexi and the Lex Luthor. And then just turn it off. I just made it my ringtone. Like I've rewatched that so much. What was it? Every time he keeps getting his ass whooped by that kid with the ball. God damn it, Tyler, stop. He's trying to get his daughter from spring break.
You all did an amazing job.
Seriously.
Everyone did a great job. That was fun. That was so fun.
Yeah, and again, Harley, I know your namesake, but you did a good Selena. Like I was like, nicely done. Like again,
in the best way possible. You made me think of Eartha Kitt.
Yeah.
Oh, what a compliment. Whoa. Oh, I'm blown away. Thank you.
I mean, Eartha Kitt was like my favorite Catwoman. So.
Oh
yeah.
Smoking.
You really like nailed exactly the dangerous sensuality of the character. That's exactly how it's supposed to be.
I just remember Rich asking her.
In the 90s, my friend.
and I just remember Rich asking her last week. He was like, "Hey, babe, do you want to read Catwoman?" And just around the room, sure. Okay. Are you done yet? Are you done? I wanna watch more something, whatever we're watching. Skinwalker Ranch. No, but this Jeremy. Kudos to Jeremy for typing this up, even with some of the errors.
You want to know something? I did not realize until probably like the last 3 or 4 pages. My fucking computer has a dictation thing. I could have just read the whole fucking thing to my computer.
Damn it.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
This computer's got a Dick Tracy thing.
It was well worth it, though. I appreciate you guys made it all worth all the time. So
yeah, that was fun.
It was fantastic.
And Drew, great job, because you had a lot to read. And
yeah, dude, holy
you didn't pause or crash at all.
Years of theater, my friends. Years of theater, and reading 4 comics a day will make your narrative not break a sweat. And speaking of comic book fans, I'm reading Doom Patrol right now. Oh, that is the weirdest fucking book I've ever read.
Which
it's
version? Up there. The Grant Morrison era.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I was like, I feel like I need to be high to really get. I'm like, what the fuck, Grant?
I gotta bring you a jar, Drew. We gotta meet up so I can just here you
What's
go.
his name? Ace Mentalo or something?
Flex Mentalo.
Flex Mentalo. Yeah. What the?
I was gonna say, have you? But no. There's a separate series that he did for Flex.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's a mini series.
You don't understand?
It's so fucking weird.
Brandon, sometimes I'm like. I was like, no, they toned down the weirdness for the show.
A man of muscle memory.
They really did.
I was like, because I'm reading this and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, you just summed up most of what Grant Morrison has written ever.
Yeah, that pretty much is.
Yeah, and it's funny because I remember when I was.
What the fuck?
Let's not cast his X-Men run.
Whoa. Listen, there's some of his X-Men run was good.
I don't want to voice act it. I mean,
oh no, God no.
Yeah,
no,
I knew
no,
what you
no,
meant,
no.
Justin.
No. See, what we need to do.
Dibs on Professor X, though.
No. Leo and Rich, what we need to do is we need to cast a story arc of Next Wave and really
Oh jeez.
and really get that going, because we do a reading of that. I'm sorry, I don't even know what's gonna happen there. But dibs on
I feel
Dirk
the joy for whoever
dibs
just
on Captain
walks
Suck.
into listening to it
Aw,
without
I'll
any
read anything
idea
anytime.
of what we're actually doing.
I think honestly, I feel like Harley would be a really good Elsa Bloodstone. Do you agree with that, Rich? I can see that. Either that or
sure.
Either that or
enthusiasm.
No, I take that back. Boom, boom.
There you go.
I'll read anything
No,
anytime.
I would very much be liking to voice.
She's much more Elsa Bloodstone. Trust me.
Oh, wait. Rich, Dara would be a good boom boom.
Is Roberto da Costa in that?
Dara does not.
Hi, I'm Roberto da Costa.
I'm Roberto da Costa. I'm very rich.
You could be
incredibly
Captain
handsome,
Marvel. You
and
can
I'm
keep
Sunspot.
saying how you used to lead the Avengers.
I'm Marvel.
No, but
you could be Genisville. You always talk through gritted teeth.
One here. What was that story arc where you had Catherine on, right? Where it was with Hyperion and all of that? That would be one to do.
Oh shit! Is that Exiles?
No.
Squadron Supreme.
Squadron Supreme.
Oh, Squadron
Power.
Supreme.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Supreme Power.
No. See, Justin, what we need to do is you need to pick a Turtles book, and we all get together and read that. And
I kind of do that every week on my own show.
Which version of Squadron Supreme was it? Like
We did the original, Brandon.
Oh, the original Mark Room. Okay.
That one.
Yeah.
It was
That's
Catherine
fun.
Grunwald.
Yeah, because we had Catherine Schuler on.
So since we had
awesome.
such a fun time with this, is this something that we would maybe like to do like once a month or once every other month?
Smash pages, yes. Let's make this a thing.
Yeah, totally.
I can dig on that. I mean, I will say it is a little difficult getting smushed on a Tuesday. But aside from that, fantastic.
100%. Wonderful. Oh God, the drugs just kicked in.
Just now?
Wow.
And the show's over. Thanks.
Yeah.
folks.
Hopefully that's the third wave.
Yeah. Wrap it up,
man,
kids.
yeah.
You don't have to
You
go
gotta time
home.
your
You
peak,
can't stay
man.
here.
You got to time your peak.
Closing time.
Well,
One last
semisonic
call
for you.
for alcohol.
I will mute your mic.
But we could always
Look at
record on
this
another night and do
photograph.
half the episode on Tuesday night. We could.
Oh
always
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
people
say
over
like if we decided to record it, then that could.
Listen,
That's-
I'm just telling you, I have been dreaming about us ripping one more day. I just want to get sloshed, and we don't even need to read it. We just need to talk about it and just call all of it out.
been dreaming about that.
I mean, yeah, that definitely can't happen on a fucking school night.
Oh no, that's a Friday. That is we are getting tanked. Welcome to tanked pages. We are getting gone.
I thought you said it was smashed pages.
Yeah, listen, point being is, but that's the evolution.
Who am I, the narrator?
Evolved.
Yeah, it goes from
More like lush pages.
is that
Then it'll be a hash pages.
Oh,
Hey.
Oh, there we go.
Ding, ding, ding.
Sorry.
Yeah,
we like that
God
one.
damn it,
We like
Leo!
that
Put
one.
fucking pieces of tape on those buttons already.
but no, this is no. But listen, we can always pick something.
Yeah, like the boys.
Oh my God.
Should we wrap this?
Oh my God. If we read
That's
Okay, I'm sorry. If we read If we
You
read
gotta wrap it up.
fucking
Yeah.
if we read Herogasm.
Oh jeez.
If you-
Well, we'll
Well, it
talk.
broke
about
Harley.
it. We'll figure it out. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. And Brandon's right. We should wrap things up.
Actually,
No.
Jeremy said it first. I was
Brandon's
following
doing the
his
red
lead.
light. All right, everybody, wrap it up. Come on.
I
So-
just figure we have 12 people to go through to say all their
Yeah,
endings.
totally. I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening, and I hope you had as much fun as we did here. For me, just Google Leo Pine. You find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. But I run the Dorkening Podcast Network. Head on over to thedorkening.com. You can find a lot of awesome shows doing a lot of awesome stuff. A lot of awesome people doing a lot of awesome stuff. And maybe that's my brownie talking. And also, me along with Splash Pages, myself, Justin, and Brandon, we do a couple shows on the side, the Dork Night, and I'll let them tell what else we do. Brandon, what else do we do?
Oh, cool. So yeah, you just the Dork Night, and then Brandon, you just continue talking. Thank you so much for that, Leo. Take it from here, Powerful Brandon. Oh, what? Okay, cool. Hi everyone, I'm Powerful Brandon. The other show that Leo was going to mention, and I'm going to mention the other one that he started because he just said the name of it. It's Leo, Justin, and myself called the Dork Night, in which we talk about all things Batman. Every other week, juxtaposed with that, is Comics Paradox. Me, Leo, and Justin again. We discuss for every other week an issue of What If or a DC's Elseworlds, or we'll go over story arcs or series, what have you, that are all alternate takes and realities of characters you already know and love. And you can find those every other Sunday, wherever fine podcasts are broadcast.
Awesome. Jar Jar.
Comic book lovers, buy, sell, trade, and auction. Come buy, sell, trade, and auction all your wonderful geek stuff. And Ghostbuster Man 1984.
Justin.
Ah! Oh, that's it, huh?
Check out our new podcast, 3 Guys, 1 Hat. I'm like,
3 Guys, 1 Hat. Who gets the hat this week? Only the USPS will sell.
What is going on?
Oh, okay. Mr. Drew.
Hello.
Oh my God, I'm a tomato.
God bless us, everyone. I'm too tired right now to do this, but I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I do stuff for Screen Rant when I'm not tired or a little. And we're on Splash Pages, and life is good. And God bless us, everyone. Thanks for a great year. 2023 is going to be great.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Drew Marsh Mollo and his rendition of Thing from the Addams Family. Thank you.
And you can find him on Ghostbuster Man 1984 on Instagram. Harley.
Hi, I'm Harley Wild, and I don't have any social media stuff to plug because I kind of live under a rock. It's a shabby chic rock, but it's a rock nonetheless. But I had fun. Thanks.
Yes. Velvet, take us out, my friend.
All right, so you guys know me. I'm Rich Davis, aka the Velvet Joker, and it has been a fantastic year on Splash Pages, and we had a good imbibed episode this episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit Splash of the Past. You guys can definitely check us out. We have the Splash Pages YouTube. You can also check us out anywhere you listen to podcasts. We are on our, I believe, 87th or 88th episode, possibly. And we are award-winning, and we're some great guys doing some creative stuff, and we hope you have been enjoying the show. So have a great evening. Good night. This is the last show of the year. We will see you in January.
Woohoo!
Oh, I found my hat.
Excuse me.
Dink.
Hope you guys get some great nerd presents.